Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is HD, and it's time for the conclusion between MC and Lucira. We actually have a little bit of a pause action here. I do remember watching this on the stream. Actually, the issue, guys, was throughout the cast, throughout the actual live stream of these games, MC was kind of lagging every 5 or 10 seconds. And officially, the reason that I heard was because he was constantly getting messaged by people that were wishing him good luck, and apparently that was killing his Battle.net service, which it was getting like 100 messages a second, and you can imagine that can definitely cause some lag. Even if you're set on busy, those messages have to, I guess, hit something on your computer or hit something on your network. So he was getting lag, and he had to switch over to a new account. And he was playing on his new account here, and he had to change his settings. That's why he just paused a few seconds ago. In fact, there was like a, I don't know, it's like a 5-minute gap between like game 1, or like a 10-minute gap between game 2 and game 3. So there's a lot of suspense in the air. I remember watching this. Anyways, this is, ladies and gentlemen, game number 3 between MC and Lucira. And boy, what a treat. I am so excited to be casting these games from MLG. Remember, guys, this was the first Major League Gaming circuit that actually invited Korean players, pro-Korean players from the GSL, to come over and participate and represent South Korea. Big thanks to, I believe, Slasher, who helped set that up, and also a very cool guy. This is actually, once again, going to be a South Korean versus South Korean matchup. I believe at this point in the tournament, it was pretty much all Koreans that were playing. I do actually want to cast some games with Slayers MMA as well. Slayers MMA, who's been basically tutored by Boxer himself. I want to be casting some of that kid's games who he was playing in this tournament as well. I cannot wait. Anyways, it looks like we're going to be up for maybe some antics here. MC has sent 2 probes down to the south, but Lucira has scouted that probe. I do believe he saw that probe with the Overlord. I'm almost sure he did. So MC, whatever he decides to throw up in this little corner here, whether it be gateways or what have you, or a Stargate, I think it's going to be well scouted by Lucira, and I don't think Lucira is too worried about it right now. He should be able to take care of it pretty easily. Anyways, Lucira has opened up with gas and pool first, and it's going to be throwing down the hatchery at 21 supply. This, of course, allows the Zerg player to get earlier speed, and speed is important because you're able to move across the map. You're able to control it with speedlings, and you're able to get that hatchery down to the natural without having to deal with the probe, the drunken probe I like to call it, which likes to make little circles and draw little pylons on your natural. So that allows you to get rid of that pretty easily, and I think MC here is going to try to keep that probe alive. But every single time the Zergling kind of gets a little peck on it, and MC here has actually made a complete 360, only to get him get right by the natural and into the main once again. And he's going to try to avoid the queen and get a scout off on what exactly Lucira is doing. He gets in here, sees that the gas is not mining, he sees that the hatchery has of course not become a lair yet, and really nothing's too surprising with that last scouting probe. Now MC has opened up with Forge Gateway Cybercore. This is of course allowing him to get the natural as quickly as possible. I do believe MC actually opened up with Nexus right after the Forge, and we are going to be seeing a very macro game from MC, and this is kind of reminiscent of Shakuras Plateau. When MC went for this early Nexus, he was able to really kind of hold down the fort for such a long time, and he was pushing out. He had such huge advantages, and really I felt like he had the game until until those Banelings came in, those Overlords. Those Banelings in the Overlords, that was when Lucira was able to kind of turn the game around and able to take the game away. So MC here, I don't know if he wants to play a 2-base game for very long. That's what happened on Shakuras Plateau. He's going to want to maneuver out of this kind of Tetris wall and get the 3rd base going immediately against a Zerg player like Lucira, because on a map like this, which is Tal'Darim Altar, you're going to want to get a lot, and I mean a lot of hatcheries if you're Zerg. So I don't think MC is going to want to stay on 2 bases for too long. He is, once again, going for the Stargate. Very, very similar opening as to game 1 in this series on Shakuras Plateau. So we'll see what this Void Ray can do. The Overlords for Lucira are very well positioned, and it is unlikely that that Void Ray is going to be able to catch any Overlords whatsoever. It does look like Lucira is moving down to the south here. So smart, guys. He moved down to the south to check for that probe. He knew that there was a probe there or some kind of a possible building, and he did actually scout down here already with the Zergling. So he sees no buildings to speak of. Very, very smart. Lucira, always a thinking player, remembering that probe from the early game. And now the Void Ray is out, and once again Lucira, just with the speedlings and the great position on the towers, knows that the Void Ray is now coming. He can respond by getting queens right away, and in fact he is getting a Hydralisk Den. Wow, that is very interesting. Typically Zerg players to deal with the Stargate will immediately throw down a Spire. But the Hydralisk Den is certainly an interesting innovation, and I can't fault any of these players for whatever they do. I mean, honestly, they could go straight into a hive now, and I can't fault them because you never know what they're able or capable of cooking up. It looks like the Void Ray was repelled successfully by the queens, and now MC is quickly going into Gateway Tech, or Warp Gate Tech. Yeah, so great play so far by both these players, and oh, what the heck is going on? We have a Nidus network going down by Lucira. Lucira, who has Overlords placed so brilliantly all over the map. They were never spotted by the Void Rays. Typically, a Protoss player, what they do after expanding and going for a Stargate is use the Void Ray to snipe Overlords. But MC, not able to find them on this large map, has no idea that there is a Nidus network coming. It is now on the way and is almost finished. MC barreling down that extractor doesn't really matter, and the Nidus Worm is certainly going to be coming up in seconds, and Lucira has actually gone into mass Hydras. We are seeing a mass Hydra Nidus attack, and where is the Nidus? I don't see the Nidus. Oh my god, Lucira is going to be Nidusing outside the natural of MC. This is the last possible spot that you would expect to see a Nidus Worm, and MC hears the Nidus, he's pulling his forces back, he has no idea where the Nidus Worm is, and it ends up becoming that the Hydras are coming out of the front, and this actually really circumvents the problem with Hydralisks in this matchup, which means basically the Hydras are so slow, they are so slow, but a Nidus network makes them so much faster, and now what the heck, Lucira is actually bringing them back in. Oh my god, he's gonna be Nidusing the back of MC's main. MC not expecting this, has got to pull his forces back, and he really doesn't have a darn unit that can deal with Ling Hydra. Speedling Hydra is a very potent combination against Gateway units and against Stargate units. You really need Colossus to deal with this, and unfortunately there are no Colossus right now at all, or charge lots in fact, and now the probes force the fight against Hydras. Never a good situation. Even a queen has come here to spout the creep tumor. Lucira using Nidus Network in conjunction with Hydralisk to great effect. And now MC, it looks like he may actually be able to hold this off. Oh my god, if MC holds this off, he is the best Protoss player in the world. He is microing so hard right now. He's trying to use his Phoenix. His Void Ray is gonna stay alive at the last second thanks to the Graviton Beam. And now the Immortal immediately focusing down that Nidus Worm. The Nidus Worm has now officially gone down, and MC holds! MC holds against the Nidus! What the heck is going on? I don't believe it. MC has held against the Nidus, but he's still got Hydras at his front door. He needs to get his units out here and pick off this worm immediately. The cancerous growth of the creep is still spreading out. In fact, it's spreading in the main, behind MC's main. And this is actually a problem because now Lucira has so much vision. The creep, remember, provides vision, and that means more Nidus Worms can come out. Lucira actually gonna barrel down the front door. MC, this is the last game. He cannot afford to lose. If he loses this game, it's pretty much GG, guys. And he is actually losing his buildings at the front. There's only a single pylon. Nope, scratch that. There's actually two pylons powering up at least two of the cannons. So Lucira is in a great position right now. He's got creep spreading in the main of MC, and MC cannot like that. There are so many Hydras at the front. MC needs to get Colossus out, and he needs to get them immediately. But I just wonder, does he have enough gas to fund Colossus right now? His income in gas is only 240. It's just a measly amount compared to Lucira, who's continuing to funnel more Hydras. Probes pulling off the line to kill off the creep tumor. Just showing MC is really on top of things right now. He's got a probe patrolling, of course, to pick off any Nidus Worm that may come up. One of the cannons gets taken out by these Hydralisks, and these Hydralisk guys, oh my god, there are so many Hydras. Another Nidus Worm is being built to the south of the Protoss's main. MC here is dying his last breaths on his deathbed. He needs to hold off. He's trying to use force fields wherever possible. Remember, those sentries do not have infinite force field. Each one costs a lot of energy, and MC here has now realized that there is a significant threat at the back. The Hydras that were once at the front of the door have now come in through the back, and Probes now forced to pull off the line. And it's just not enough. Can MC pull off another brilliant hold? Look at this right now, guys. That's a lot of Hydras against these kind of forces. If MC holds this off, I officially designate him, even if he loses this game, the best StarCraft 2 player in the world, even better than Lucira, even if he should lose. But I don't think that's going to happen. More Hydras flooding in. MC is trying to stay alive with whatever forces he's got left. He really doesn't have much mining at all. Using that Graviton Beam to pick off those Hydras, and the Stalkers now fighting against the Hydras, but it's just not going to be enough, and MC, GG's out of this game. Oh my god, my brain is spinning. I am completely dizzy right now. My food has basically, my stomach stopped digesting my food because all my brain power was going into watching this match and casting it. I cannot believe what we just witnessed. Lucira has won this series in a 2-1 victory, and you guys just saw how close those games were. And I have to say, what a baller Nidus Worm. I mean, who expects a Nidus Worm to come in through the back? Lucira basically fixing the problem with Hydras, which is they are so slow, by using a Nidus Worm. And what brilliant StarCraft. I mean, you don't expect that kind of play to happen, and I wonder now if we aren't going to see, we might be seeing more Zerg play just like that. Zergs who go for a Hydralisk Den and then go for Nidus Worm and then just start Nidusing everywhere. And they started off with a Nidus at the front. I mean, it's so smart and so key. No Protoss player will ever be able to pick off a Nidus Worm at the front door, and it allows Hydras to quickly traverse the terrain back and forth at the Protoss. So MC gets manhandled by Lucira. Great game, guys, and I just want to thank you guys all once again for staying tuned. This is HD. Hit that subscribe button if you guys can, because we are going to have more games to come out in the very near future. More MLG games and more Spanishiwa games and more exhibition games in coming up next. So thanks, guys. HD signing out.